Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are talking about all of the Instagram updates that you need to know about. And there are so many, including a very interesting AI one that dropped today, which we'll talk about later. But let's just dive right in.
So Instagram are dropping some Reels features, some brand new Reels features, and there are two specific ones that they're doing. So one of them is a trial Reels feature that allows you to share your Reel to select non-followers only. Super interesting.
Yeah.
So what that really allows you to do is gather some feedback via comments or DMs, and then you got 24 hours to decide whether to make that Reel public or to just delete it. Pretty cool, just to try and get some feedback beforehand to know if that post is going to actually perform
Interesting
from
test.
people who don't follow you. Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
it's an interesting way to test
Gauging
content.
the
It's
audience.
almost like a version of A/B testing in a way, but you're not actually
not
testing
A/B,
variants. It's just A.
Just A. With people who don't particularly follow you. So it's maybe a little bit more distant, so then you can get real
where your
feedback.
friends will likely interact quickly. Yeah.
Totally. And the second one is a new feature where you can share Reels with friends via DM before making them public to get that direct feedback from your audience or your actual friends, whoever you choose.
I've used this one.
You have
so
already?
I've used them and sent it to Dan. So
Okay.
the high season account
So it's
has
been rolled out.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
But not everyone has it. So because not every account, but I have used it. And I thought it was interesting because normally it's like when you're using Reels, if you're working between teams, the drafts don't save cross teams. So then you have to normally screenshot it.
It's device
Even when we work with
specific.
creators, what they do is they screen record it and then send it to us that way to show us
approval.
what the final Reel is, just so they can show the music and everything and all that, because you can't download and get audio. So I thought that was a cool feature. It's good for collaboration. For
Yes, and maybe that what you said about it only rolling out to some accounts, all of these features, if you don't have them, because I think it's like our number one comment on these videos is like, hey, I don't have it. When am I getting it? We don't know any of that stuff. Instagram doesn't say anything.
Because sometimes they don't keep it. That's also the thing. Sometimes it's just testing.
So this is things that are definitely, all of these things are the confirmed things that we found. There were ones that, there were a whole bunch of others that were rumors that we did not include here.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it, doesn't mean you're not going to get it, but it might mean you're not going to get it. So don't stress over it. If it rocks up and you get it, sweet. If not, they've probably decided to bail on it. But if they do keep it, eventually, essentially everyone's going to get these things.
Yeah.
So these two Reel things are pretty cool. They'll be able to help you sort of refine your content and ideas, and that hopefully will result in better content across the app because now it's kind of being tested.
The next Instagram update that you need to know about is that you can now have multiple audio tracks on Reels. So that means one single Reel can actually have 20 different audio clips to it now. And you can visually align the audio now with elements like your text, stickers, and clips. It's basically kind of making you your own DJ with the audio in a way, right? Like make your own mix.
Video editor. My immediate thought
video editor,
was music too, because it looks like a music program, but I guess has video components.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Final Cut or...
Yeah, it's kind of like using... So they're really obviously enhancing Reels and editing capabilities within Reels. So again, of course, always pay attention to what the apps are saying. If anyone tells you Reels are dead or any of these things, they would not be putting money in more advancements and investments into Reel if that was the case. So definitely not going anywhere, at least not for now. So you can literally place different audio clips wherever you want, just like in the same way like Craig mentioned you would in something like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro or really like Logic. It's very interesting. So if you're currently editing within Reels right now and using that as your main form of editing, now you can actually get more creative with it, which I think is a cool enough tool to add.
I think it's dope. Yeah.
The next update that you need to know about is an inspiration tab that's been added to the professional dashboard. Now, it makes a lot of sense because, of course, they're encouraging you to create Reels. So now this tab will have popular Reels, trending songs, audio, and clips that you can leverage in order to give you ideas based on your niche. And of course, these are custom based on your own algorithm, based on the content that you're sharing. They do a lot of prompts. And I'll share some screenshots here because I usually screenshot it as I receive them just so I know one day I want to use it in a video or show it to people. But where they'll say hey, this song is really popular, you should use it, where it might just come up in your Reels feed. Or they'll say a lot of users are doing well with voiceover, you should try it. So I think it's just part of this whole ecosystem of encouraging people and giving them the inspiration required to create content, which makes a lot of sense. So they understand you, they understand what your followers like, so it would make sense that they're giving you a little bit of a push and some inspiration based on what the algorithm understands. fans.
The next Instagram update that you need to know about is that reels that are posted as replies are now added to explore pages. So essentially, it gives you more chances for discovery, which is cool.
I like it, and I have seen them come up in Explore, because a really popular way to create reels is when you do that in response to somebody else, but it seemed like it was only going in the feed. So now it makes sense that that comes up in Explore, because you might see the little white text bubble, which will make you just kind of maybe more likely to click on it. So that's like such an easy way to create content, is reply to someone else's comment. So one, now you know if you use it, you're going to get more reach potentially because it's showing up in Explorer. But two, it gives you easy content ideas. So I like that.
Yeah, very cool.
Another quick update around Reels is that you can now tap on the screen to pause or stop a reel without having to hold your finger down. So very quick update. But I do find this very interesting because longer and longer Reels are coming out. And it was annoying because normally right now when you tap, it just has the mute that comes up. So then the reel keeps going unless you're holding it down. So at least now you can actually pause it. For example, for an update that we're going to talk about in a second, yesterday when we were going through it, I paused it so I could show it to Craig and then we could talk about it and then continue watching. So I think that's just like convenient, like a convenient addition to have.
The next Instagram feature that you need to know about is the reveal sticker. So you can now create Instagram stories and blur out the content with the reveal sticker. So that's just found in the regular sticker section there. So when you use a sticker, people have to message you to reveal what's on the story. And basically you would put, say, text or whatever it is in the background, and the reveal sticker will blur that out, and people have to go in and physically message you, and you can tell them what you message in that box. You can say, hey, message us X to reveal it. And that is where ManyChat comes in. Now, the reveal sticker is the perfect opportunity to integrate some automation into your Instagram story strategy, and ManyChat has everything you need to leverage that. So you can use their simple workflow tool to set up a stories workflow, which could go something like this. In the reveal sticker text box that I just mentioned, you could ask your audience to message you a trigger word. So say it's playbook. Once they send the DM via the reveal sticker, your story immediately unblurs. And at the same time, ManyChat's automation will kick in and the user will be sent a custom direct message that you've put together in your workflow. So this could be a link to a freebie, a promotion, or your online store, anything you want. So ManyChat teams with Instagram to allow you to ramp up your Instagram sales with no additional work on your part. Just be there to keep the conversation going and support the sale. So we have been using ManyChat for a long time now, and if you've watched the channel, you know, because we will not shut up about it. And we've increased our engagement, and Tiff, you ran the numbers, by 156% compared to pre-ManyChat days.
It's incredible.
It's wild. Like we even go back and you look and you just scroll once at our old post,
so
and now
obvious,
with ManyChat, you just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it's by far the best social media tool we've used, period. And both businesses and creators can take advantage of it. So if you would like to try ManyChat, and we think you should, hit the link in the description and use the code HIGHSEASON at checkout to get a free month of their pro plan. So you can also choose to rock with the free plan, but we'd highly suggest that at least you give their pro features a try for free to see if it's more helpful for you. A huge thank you to ManyChat for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel.
Love you, ManyChat. And honestly, on that, there is a chatbot specialist, and she said something about like her clients increasing their views on their stories with the reveal sticker by like 2.5, over doubling.
2.5x.
Yeah, doubling their views just by using it, because of course in the end it's engagement, right? So if you have people engaging more in your stories, it's the same reason why we tell you to use stickers in your stories, because that has been huge for us and our clients in terms of getting more views. So I think it's pretty cool what they did with that one, for sure.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, if you are not using your story highlights like we've asked you to do so many times, you are going to be so mad at this update, or you're going to be using it, you're finally going to listen. But now story highlights will be shown in feed between posts. So not in your stories, but actually in your feed. Similar to what you see when threads or stories or reels and sometimes ads now show up in the middle of the feed as you're scrolling. They're going to be doing that with recent highlights, which lets you know not only should you be continuously posting stories, you should be adding them to your highlights, and your highlights should ladder back up to your content pillars We talk about that a lot. We talked about it and how to get more Instagram story views and a lot of videos in general. So it's time to get your highlights on point. Now you're just missing out on reach and potential visibility by not doing that. So very cool feature. And I think it's really important that they added this and reinforces like their investment in stories for sure.
The next Instagram feature you need to know about, and I kind of think out of all of these ones today, and we have quite a lot, this might be my favorite. It's
Mine too.
Yours too?
Yeah.
Because this is a big pet peeve of mine that they couldn't have this, and I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah.
But retrospective tags for collab posts. So what you can do if you've made a collaboration post and you realize you forgot somebody, and I've had that before with my other podcast and forgotten, and that my co-host had to go and post it separately. I could have been like, my bad, and added him in later. So to do this is super simple. You need to go to the reel, and to be clear, it's only available for reels currently, which kind of sucks, but it probably means I'll add in other ones later. You need to click the 3 dots on the top right, click edit, tap tag people, and add a collaborator. The exact same process as before, but now you can access it afterwards. So this is just massive. Hopefully it'll extend to posted carousels after, but right now they're kicking off with reels. I imagine it will be as popular for the community at large and not just us.
Another new feature that you should know about is text over carousel. So you'll now have the ability to add native text to images within Instagram. Now, this is actually following, it makes a lot of sense. I feel like they jumped on this trend really fast because there is this new trend where people are posting carousels and they're providing additional context and sometimes like cute little scribbles and all this type of thing over their carousel images. And this is something that would have to be done in like Canva or another app. But now they're adding it natively inside the app so that you can do this yourself. So this is a really cool way to just add additional context to your images. It could be handy for creating covers. Like if you just want to quickly add text to your cover, that's like a nice way to do it without having actually to go into Canva or another app. So just a quick, cool update that I think they've added to just, again, keep people in the app.
The next Instagram update that you need to know about is that you can now share carousels with images of different sizes, which is super cool. So prior to this update, whichever size the first image was that you chose for it, whatever that may be, all the rest had to follow along. But now, whether it's like 4x5, 1x1, whatever it is, you'll be able to mix and match them, which is super cool. And it kind of, from what I saw, it feels like it'll look like a Facebook album where you've kind of, whatever size that you updated.
How retro.
Right?
But I do like it.
Yeah.
Because it was annoying when you had multiple photos and something just looked better as like, say, a horizontal photo or like landscape. And then you were forced to make it into a square and it cuts people out, all that type of stuff. So that's cool.
Super annoying. So very, very cool. And they also seem to have removed that carousel button, that little thing on the right that you tap to be able to select multiple posts.
Interesting.
When you go to upload an image, all of that little circle that you tap that turns blue when you tap it, they're just in there on all the photos immediately now. So it looks like they're giving that to me says they're pushing carousels hard.
Yeah, there you go. All
which
right.
Alongside these Reels updates, this is a pretty serious carousel update, which lets you know where their head's at, what they want us to be doing. So keep that in mind.
The next Instagram update that you should know about is the introduction of the AI Studio. So this is an interesting one. Let us know what you think. So the AI Studio allows you to create conversational AIs that will communicate with your followers. So this is different from something like ManyChat, right? ManyChat is a chat bot, but you are the one that gives it all the conversation, and it's just leveraging the triggers and the sequences you've created to deliver the text that you've written as a human to the person depending on what they've inputted, right? This is not the same thing. This is AI. So this is someone who will be something that is going to be impersonating you or a totally new character. Is it impersonating? It's kind of impersonating, though.
No, I didn't think it was wrong at all. I thought it was just a great word for it.
It's very interesting. So this AI can be an extension of yourself or a totally new character based on your interests and other traits. So the idea is that it helps with repetitive questions like an AI FAQ, which for business, okay, I think that's fine. I think it gets a bit weird with the personal brands.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, how much error, or it's going to be interesting. But basically, it would be in your own voice. So your followers get faster responses for simple things that you normally ask for in general, or that you normally have to answer repeatedly. Like Adam, who's the head of Instagram, he said, like, for example, I always get asked how to get verified. This AI would just be able to interact and have that conversation and give that information. So you'd customize it, and it actually would be leveraging your Instagram and Threads profile to learn about you. And then you could give it links to share, and you could provide facts about you or your brand, and it would use that to, again, as I said, impersonate you, and give that information. There's even AI insights that will show things like the accounts the AI engaged with, the messages sent, and the pieces of content shared, which is super important, I think, especially just like, we don't know where this will go. I'm sure they've done a lot of testing, but there could be some weird things that can happen, right? Which always just happens with AI if there's no oversight. So in order to create one, you just need a professional account, and you can create it via your AI in the dashboard. And what will appear is a little sparkle emoji on your profile when you do have one. So people can tap there and directly interact with your AI, and they'll know that they're actually talking to an AI and not you. So at least that makes it better. It would be creepier if they didn't know that they were talking to you. And then the other thing was the AI character, which can be created and then kept private and shared with your audience or just your friends, and you could use it via IG DMs, Messenger, and WhatsApp. That's
interesting that they're rolling it out across all of them too. Like whatever you create can go across all your connected accounts.
It's definitely like making people creators. It's just interesting to see. So in the end, it's also kind of like, what's the use case for your friend to talk to an AI, But again,
probably just lols.
Yeah, it would just be for fun, I guess, when it comes to that second one, because it's just something that you're creating. And obviously there are like real serious programmers creating really intense AI. There's AI influencers, as we know. So that kind of seems like maybe giving the general user the ability to do the same type of thing as well.
I can see the point of the character. Just kind of hit me now, the point of, because at first, like, why would you want a character? But say if you're a brand, you can be like, hey, this is Barrington, like Barrington for high season, our little dog. We could create a character where he talks, and we could tell the AI, hey, this is Barrington, he's a multiple, he's 2, he has these character traits, he loves treats, he loves walks and all that stuff. And then Barrington speaks to people on behalf of high season via the AI. Like, that's kind of cute and funny and quirky. So if it fits with your brand, I can see that being a thing. But otherwise, I guess we'll have to see how people
we'll have to see how people use it. But it's just like more stuff to do on an app as a person if you need to spend more time on the app as a person to engage. Do you mean because it's just like you're engaging for fun? Maybe.
I guess so. But then the AI takes away that time from you because it's talking to people. You just got to set it up one time and then it kind of goes.
Yeah.
So I know it's weird.
It's interesting. We'll see how it plays out for sure. We'll probably test it, of course, because that's just what we'll do. So we'll test it and we'll let you guys know, and maybe you'll interact with it and you'll see. I think it'll be funny. It'll be interesting because we're also educators and have all this information and nuance based on our history of being educators and practitioners of social media. So they won't have all those nuances of like the experiences that we have that we usually rely on when we're relaying information to you. So it'll be interesting to see, like the anecdotes that's not going to be there. No. So it's interesting.
The next brand new Instagram update that you need to know about are new Instagram notes features. So if you aren't familiar with notes, they're those little like speech bubbles above the profile photos that are in a line above your DMs. What they're doing now, they've introduced a few different things to really ramp them up a bit. So one of them are notes prompts. So you can initiate conversations based on templated query, which is kind of interesting. So kind of almost like the saved replies, where you can tap the note to talk to somebody because it takes you straight to a DM, and then there's templated queries, like cool. There's @mentions, so you can tag people in the notes to alert them. There were likes, so you can react to notes with a double tap, which I just tried right before we started filming and it worked. There are expanded notes options for posts and reels, so you can add a note to a post or a reel. I've seen that. Question for you guys, are you guys using notes? I'd love to hear it, particularly from creators or business owners. Like, are you using it at all? How do you feel?
Another new update that you should know about are the new features for broadcast channels. So broadcast channels are available to anyone with over 10,000 followers. And now you can run Instagram live sessions for broadcast members only. So only channel members, not subscribers, can engage. Another thing you're going to be able to do are custom themes for broadcast channels. So you can now add your own image as a background, and you can now select reaction emojis for the chat, which I think is interesting because because I know why they're doing that, because I have seen emojis that people probably don't want on their messages in the chat. So that's probably a way around it. And you can also now have a QR code that connects people directly to your channel. The next quick update, which makes complete sense, is automatic sharing to Threads. So there is now a new toggle button that's been added to Instagram, which will automatically share your post to Threads. Now remember though, this only works if the 500 character limit is respected. Anything over that will be grayed out. So just a simple update that makes a ton of sense.
I've used that a lot already.
Oh, nice.
I love it. Yeah. Another quick update: live streams for close friends only. Which is fascinating, eh?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a FaceTime versus like a live
Yeah.
stream. So if you think about it, there are so many people that only chat via Facebook or Instagram DMs, and they don't even really have the phone numbers. So it's a pretty important feature to get people to use the app like it's FaceTime.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Yeah, I think it's because it's multiple people then, right? So
Yeah, so you could have 20
you
people
could
on your
do-
close friends.
as a business owner, would probably add people to the close friends list. Like we have the membership channel, so that's like where all of our direct community content goes down and in
Yeah.
the DMs. But I do think this is an interesting thing as like to use with your close friends if you're putting your customers or like key people on a
Special
close friends
deals,
list, special deals, all that.
interviews.
You could also just do a live stream for them, and you feel a little bit like protected or enclosed, like it's not so much for the public. So I think that's a cool one to do
Yeah,
for sure.
it's fun.
Yeah. All right. Those are the Instagram updates. A ton of updates,
There were a lot
because
this
it's our
time.
summer wrap up video, but we're also probably going to have a ton of other videos that come out if more updates come out, because that's just what it does. We got to keep you up to date. Thank you so much to ManyChat for sponsoring this video. You can check them out via the link in the description and try out their pro plan for free using code HIGHSEASON. You will get that for 30 days. Let us know what you think of the updates in the comments below. Tons of them. So just curious what you're all thinking,
Yeah. What's your
especially
fave?
like some interesting ones, and also what your favorite is.
Yeah.
You should check out this video next because we think you will love it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Peace.